this episode of the Ritzy Cruise Diary, we're aboard the brand new Star Princess, the pride and joy of Princess Cruise Lines. It's bigger, bolder and more glitzy than anything they've put out before. They claim it will wow you and make you so excited you'll book it on the spot. We'll show you behind the scenes, how it went for us and what you could expect. Everything from glamour to chaos. This is the Ritzy Cruise Diary for the Star Princess. Welcome back to the Ritzy Travel Guide. My name is Bill and it's absolutely fabulous to have you back with us. This episode we're taking aboard one of the most talked about ships of the moment, the Star Princess. Part 1 was released a couple of weeks ago and is already available now for viewing. That episode is what we call the full review and verdict of the ship. We showed you everything from top to bottom. If you haven't watched that episode, please do so after this, as it is an important one and will give you a really useful insight. Later on, I'll give you the links for that review. This time it's video 2, what we call our cruise diary, where we take you right behind the scenes. You get to see what it's actually like living aboard the Star Princess for a week. We'll sample more food than is strictly advisable, as my wife somehow manages to eat 2 dinners in one night. And we sneak into the ship's galleys, the kitchens. And we also had to move cabins mid-cruise. You'll find out exactly why, what happened. And we stumble upon one of the most unexpectedly brilliant Mediterranean meals we've had in years. And above all, we want you to get a real feel for the Star Princess because it's so important to pick the right ship, the right cruise line. In fact, as we stand today, there are 400 cruise ships plying the seas around the world. You need to try and find the one that's best suited to you. In fact, Princess has been shifting its emphasis over the last couple of years, and these new Sphere-class ships, the Sun Princess and the Star Princess, is this new bold path forward that Princess is taking and hoping that you will like what they've done. Because their new ships carry 4,500 guests, that's almost double the size of the older ships in their fleet. So we were really keen to find out if this new vision for Princess has worked. Right, with that, let's get us aboard, down to the ship, day 1, embarkation. Are we ready for a bit of Princess? A bit of Star Princess, the Sphere class. There it is, that big bulging glass bit on the side. That's the one. There's always a certain amount of anticipation when you meet a new ship and it's only been out a few weeks, just a couple of weeks. It's almost brand new. It's very unusual, isn't it, when you look at it there, just bulging out from the side.
I think it looks more like a fishbowl.
It does. Right, are we ready? Let's aboard. Got our medallions. We're ready to zap ourselves in. Here we go, ship gleaming in the background. And there's our cabin for the cruise, a cove balcony. It's a little bit like a sheltered balcony. We thought we'd be in that for the entire cruise. Turned out it wasn't. More on that a bit later. And the first thing you bump into is the atrium, the piazza. This area has been supersized on the Star Princess. It's a whopper of a space right in the centre of the ship. And a lot of the bars and restaurants that you know and love are directly off this. And there are huge LED screens as a backdrop. We'll come back to all of these areas shortly, but it was time for the cruise to get going. It's the Sailaway Party! It's always atmospheric to hear their love boat horns. It confirms you're on a Princess ship. For a lot of people, the Sailaway Party is the symbol of being on a cruise ship. Drinks out, party hats on, and into that electric slide. In fact, our cruise here was the second ever for the Star Princess. We were sailing out of Barcelona in Spain around the Mediterranean before the ship then sailed across the Atlantic for 2 years, cruising out of Miami and the west coast of the States. It's also a good opportunity to take a look at the Lido pool area of the Star Princess. Right here in the centre of the ship, it's quite spacious. 2 pools and several large hot tubs. And there are more pools in other areas of the ship as well. Here we are right at the back, the aft, with an infinity edge pool. You could imagine you're a piranha swishing away as the ship steams off. This section is a bit hidden away on deck 8, so do take a look for it. A lot of passengers got right to the end of the sailing a week later and had no idea it even existed. There's also another pool here, by the dome, that big glass structure. We'll come back to what the dome is later, but quickly just to show you so you can imagine and get your bearings. All in all, the ship is well pooled. Shall we take a look at our cabin? It's on deck 6. It's a balcony and it's called a cove suite. Right, let's go and check out our cabin. We're in 6337. Always that certain amount of anticipation. What's it going to look like? Well, it's brand new. I hope it's gleaming. Here we are. That's us. That's my little icon there. Cocktail glass.
Look at that. The photo is still sober.
Right, are we ready? In we go.
Look, the fresh colours.
Very fresh colours, aren't they?
Ah, look. The Princess Blue is beautiful. It's so fresh. Whites and blues feel like the Mediterranean.
So let's have a look. So we got our bed first when you come in, then a little sofa area beyond, huge TV opposite the bed. Lots of plump pillows. I'll do a bed test in just a moment. Nice lighting above. Ah, okay, so we have a mini bar.
For your
Oh, no surprise drinks stashed inside.
mini
Oh well.
bar for your glass of bottles of wine, hair dryer. Watch it. La.
Now, what's behind you? Let's have a look. The balcony. It's a slightly sheltered type. This is a special type of balcony. I ordered this one because I thought it was unusual. Good for rough seas because you have a certain amount of shelter. It's reasonably spacious. Couple of chairs.
There's 2 doors, which means when it gets really rough.
It's like a sea door. When it's really
Yeah,
rough,
sea
they can
door.
close it on you.
Yeah, when it's very rough, you need to close this door.
It's like one of these refrigeration plants where they have these huge doors. Should we have a look at the wardrobes and the cabinetry? It's very nice. Let's check. We've got 3 drawers here. Are they easy close? Yes, they are. 1, 2, 3. Some storage there. It's a slightly small safe.
May I suggest you come to this side and open?
Okay. Let's call that the iPad and phone safe because you're not going to get a laptop in there. But don't mind, there we are. I have to say, there's a reasonable amount of space. Well done, because we've been to cabins with far less space than this.
My favourite room is the bathroom.
Okay, let's go take a look. Show us around the bathroom. I think that's looking quite nice, isn't it? It's not huge, but I tell you what, we've seen worse.
It's not huge, but it's very modern. Minimalist, but very fresh. Do you know the bathroom feels fresh?
Height test. Well, there's no overhead shower, so there.
Okay.
Okay, if you were over 6'4", oh, it's wet. If you were over 6'4" or 6'5", you may have to bend down, but anything else, you'll be reasonably okay. I'm getting a shower now. It's not the highest pressure shower I've been to. I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10. A notch above drip level. It's not a power shower. It'll get the job done, but not at any great velocity. All in all, we were pleased with the layout of the cabin, in line with other cruise lines for this grade. A big 3-seater sofa and a very comfortable mattress and bed. Princess are known for having some of the more comfortable beds at sea. And there is plenty of socketry around to plug in your gadgets. All that being said, during the cruise we did request a change of cabin, and later on I'll tell you all about that, as it was making us just a bit annoyed, in fact very annoyed, and could also do the same to you as well. We'll go through why and what you might want to consider later on. Quick change of clothes for the evening, time to explore the ship a little bit more. And Princess now likes to theme their ships with LED lighting. That night, as the ship is called Star Princess, it had gone all blue. Here we go, see what I mean? Walking through the ship for the first time, particularly at night, it catches you rather by surprise. You look at it and almost do a double take. Is this a princess ship? It is different. Even the staircases have gone all illuminated. It's a lot more modern than Princess of old, isn't it? Now I reckon watching this, you're either going to be a fan of this or not. If you're a cruise traditionalist, this is probably the Love Boat gone to a discotheque. Others would say, woohoo, how fancy. You tell me which of these two you are. What are you thinking? The LED screens had shooting stars dripping down them. Into dinner at the main dining room. And we had chosen fixed dining in the Aurora restaurant. And I tell you what, we were so glad we had not chosen any time flexible dining, because every time we walked past that restaurant entrance, there were lines going round the block. So if I were you, I would seriously consider opting for assigned fixed seating times. Here's our table. We'd lucked out. Here's our waitstaff, two of the most friendly and fun people you could ever meet. What do we have now?
Thank you.
We have a short drink. Forget the magic powder.
The magic powder. You look like you're going to shoot me. You look like from a 1930s Chicago movie.
Just a bit, thank you.
Yeah, don't shoot her either. Not tonight, anyway.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy. Bon appetit.
Thank you. We know what that is. It's beef short rib.
Pea shoot garnish.
A what garnish?
Pea shoot garnish. 2 desserts. Which dessert belongs to who?
That's mine, surely.
Here we go.
No way.
No way, is it? Oh, very well then. I've got a lemon pie with this flicky artwork.
You're having this under protest, aren't you?
Oh, absolute protest. I didn't want it. I just was forced to have it. I'm a sucker for desserts. Time for theatre, back through the dripping blue piazza and all that glow in the dark and phosphorescence, and through to the arena. That's the new name for their theatre. This is very different from older princess ships. It's almost in the round, very modern. That first night, the entertainment was an absolute blast. The pianist, Jared Freiberg, gave us a rip-roaring time. I've never seen fingers move so fast. He was absolute entertainment. Great job, whoever booked him. I do have to commend the Star Princess for having varied and atmospheric evenings on board, because later on in the cruise they put on a series of candlelit evenings in the dome. This is one of the real features of these Sphere-class ships. The dome is part conservatory, part solarium, and in the evenings, a music venue. It really is enchanting. The candles flicker, and it's as romantic as it can get. For us, the dome is a real showstopper. It's atmospheric, it's pretty, and almost unique as a facility at sea. This Princess has got absolutely right. We loved it in here. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please do give it a like, give it a thumbs up, or in fact you can give it a hype. That's the new button you can now see on YouTube, because it lets us know if we're on the right track with these videos, and we'll try to put out more of this type of material. So the first 24 hours under our belt, we awoke to a sea day. Perfect time to check out if we'd made the right or wrong decision booking this cruise ship. Mrs. Ritzy got into her gym gear and was on the hunt for a lightweight breakfast. I of course had other ideas and suggested the buffet. We got on the breakfast counter this morning, lots of fried eggs and hash browns and baked beans and bacon and scrambled eggs. It's all manner of excitement and delights and fascination. Oh, how did I go past that counter there with all the sticky banana bread and the strawberry danishes and the blueberry muffins?
Blueberry muffins, strawberry danish.
My God, they look good. How have I not spotted those? Am I allowed one of those? No? No. Oh, apparently we're moving on. We're moving on past all this carb fest and delights and waffles and French toast and maple syrups and caramel sauce. Apparently, we're not stopping for these. We're pointing at them, but we're not eating at them. Oh, even more. These are behind glass. Why are these particularly high-value items? Why are they behind glass and those ones aren't behind glass? Yes, what? What have I missed? What, for breakfast? I don't believe it, for breakfast. Well, why not for breakfast? Well, with that, apparently, we're going to the gym. Just the thought of those, the sight of those, was enough to march vehemently towards the gym. Sorry, when I say we're going to the gym, let me just reclassify that one. I'm just going to have a look. But I was determined to have a snack, and so started my love affair with the International Cafe. Think of it as the ship's bakery come coffee shop.
Let me show you what you can't have.
Show me what I can't have.
Okay.
Ooh, why are we not having any of those? Why are we not having an emergency pit stop?
Naughtiness disguised as something good.
Now, at breakfast time, they also have some little muffins. It does look really good. Why are we not having one?
Almond, pistachio, chocolate, and look at the glaze on that. That almond croissant looks absolutely decadent.
A whole raft of tempting desserts at the top. Oh, hang on, look. Those do look good.
They look good.
Why are we not having any of those? Look, they got some gluten-free bites. We're often asked if there's gluten-free options. Yes,
Oh,
there
there we
are.
go.
There, see, doesn't that look nice?
For research.
Yum. Just for research, no other purpose.
You were supposed to film the cafe.
Yes, I'm filming the cafe. And, you know, some of the items from the cafe.
Film.
We have some pizza muffins, some focaccia, some egg croissant, sandwiches. Caught red-handed. Caught red-handed.
I don't feel half as guilty. Because it's actually yogurt.
Oh,
It's mango with yogurt.
it's practically a health food. On the basis she was having practically a health food, I ordered something myself too. Pasta del nata. I ordered just one. Just one. How restrained. Thank you very much. That looks delicious. Thank you. One pasta del nata going through the ship. By the way, Ritzy Travel Guide is on Instagram and Facebook. If you enjoy following us around in real time, in between filming for YouTube, you can follow us on both of these. You'll see what we get up to, the countries we visit, and behind the scenes. The channel name is the same as here, Ritzy Travel Guide. There is the link up at the top, and I'll also put the address in the description box for this video. So follow along with us on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see you in those. Time for us to take a brisk walk around the deck, and I promised my wife I'd do some highly athletic sports. Spoiler alert, my version of highly athletic mostly involves walking around at an amble pace rather than a brisk pace. Right, got to do some sort of circuits, got to do some sort of laps. Oh, hang on a minute, let's see what we got here. We've got pickleballing. See, sport de rigueur is the sport of the moment. Pickleballing, isn't it? Look at that. Deck points long gone, shuffleboard no longer popular. It's all about pickleball. Ah, you see? Nobody here. It's the sport of the previous decade. The sport of the previous century, maybe. Round the corner to the Lido deck. I have to say, by and large, it is a sizable area. Several hot tubs dotted around the ship. Well done. More than on other cruise ships of this size. Normally there aren't anywhere near enough. Here, there are. There's actually 2 pools here and a big open deck. Actually, open being the operative word, this is not a covered pool, not a retractable roof, so do check what sort of itinerary you're going on. If it's a coldish one, such as to Alaska, and this ship is going to Alaska for 6 months of the year, just remember there's no roof. That's why Holland America is popular for Alaska. They have roofs. Now that's the fancy section down there. That's the sanctuary. We can't go in there. We haven't paid for that one. It's rather posh down there. They've got nice padded recliners. As you know, lots of cruise lines are cashing in on these sections now because it earns them a lot of money. They can charge a lot more because you get an exclusive deck area, pool, restaurant and other perks. It is an adults only facility which may appeal to you. Next up for our sea day extravaganza was a visit to the ship's kitchens, the galleys. Through the door that said, "Do not enter." Morning! Wow! How about that for a slab of meat?
Buongiorno, buongiorno.
Buongiorno!
Benvenuto in Italia. Welcome to Italy.
Welcome to Italy! Morning! Hello! They're showcasing some of the restaurants. We got the Catch by Rudi, in case you haven't already been there. Oh, look at those cakes. I haven't seen any of those yet this cruise. Where have they been going to? Have they been going to the Sanctuary and completely bypassing us? Love by Britto. We'll be going to that one later. Whoa! Makota Ocean, featuring all the food that they have. Time to find my wife. I wonder where she might be. Right, well, we're stepping into unknown territory here. Well, unknown for me. We're heading towards the gym. Good news, if you're a fitness fan, the gym is quite sizable on the Star Princess. And there she was, bending herself double, like a napkin in a very intense folding class.
Hello.
I almost felt like joining in. It was that much fun. Apparently she was impressed with the gym. Loads of equipment, and it does have a great view looking out to the front and to both sides. Some gyms are in these dark, dingy, depressing places. This one here is good. Though my wife did have one complaint. Why are all the classes for an extra fee? She reckons it's a bit of a money grab, as most other cruise lines toss in several classes complimentary.
One guest in the gym at the moment. Can I commend you for being in the gym? Because
On a mountain trail.
nobody else is.
I was cycling 19 to the dozen. Under clearly mistaken opinion that I was now a convert to healthy living, my wife suggested a healthy lunch to compound it all. Apparently I needed a salad, and she had spotted just the place. No, not the pizzas or the lovely tacos, salad. Hello. I decided to immediately pimp mine out with all the extras I could think of. Lots of blue cheese, please. Lots of blue cheese. I like blue cheese. Lots of blue, double helping.
What more?
Yeah, why not?
It's supposed to be healthy.
Yeah, don't show my wife. Look at that. She then attempted to confiscate it.
Your healthy salad has turned into a heart attack salad with triple blue cheese, triple bacon, and double blue cheese dressing.
Well done me. I apparently failed that test, so it was time to take a stroll. We noticed some game shows were going on in the atrium. It was deal or no deal. I reckon half the ship were there watching it, really getting into the swing of things.
You should hear the reaction.
Everybody's really into this, aren't they?
There's one player, but
A bit of a tragedy was unfolding. How much was at stake, you ask? Was it a massive bounty on offer? Well, 12 cents. Apparently, the contestant had chucked away all the wrong cases. In the end, he walked away with 25 cents. Later that night, we decided to turn up that romance dial to 11 and try out the first of our speciality restaurants for that cruise. Well, any guesses where we're dining tonight?
tonight is all about hearts.
It is. It's the most romantic restaurant aboard. It's Love by Britto.
I think this is where every meal is Valentine's.
It is. I should almost have a rose clenched between my teeth. Welcome to Love by Britto, the ship's boldest, brightest, and possibly most flamboyant dining experience. It's the kind of restaurant where subtlety has completely gone on a holiday in 50 shades of red and pink.
Happy Valentine's.
It's Happy Valentine's. It's actually miles after Valentine's Day, but never mind. Just about everything in here is pink-themed, pink-related, isn't it?
It's hearts.
Oh, what have we got here? Oh, are those little hearts? What does that say? Love?
Yes.
Oh,
It's Valentine's every day.
look, it's a pyramid of love. It's.
Very, very romantic.
Are you feeling romantic tonight? My little pyramid of love to you.
It just feels quirky. In a nice way.
It's quirky. So bring on various courses of hearts and flowers. Your amuse-bouche is an oyster.
First course, oyster. One oyster with Tabasco and gold leaf.
And here we are. The second course. There's the frothy cappuccino, a cappuccino of wild mushroom to be precise. Yet again, well, I've got some sort of heart-shaped thing here. Recurring theme, isn't there, dear viewer? A recurring theme. And, what have you got there?
Tuna ceviche.
What have we got here?
This is intermezzo, raspberry sorbet, just to clean your palate before main course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's all decoration.
I don't think I've seen so many roses in my life.
Everything is pink and rosy.
Yes.
This is like a little sorbet.
It's like the iced up frozen perfume. Look at that. That's the Wagyu steak, isn't it? Very ornamental. It's very decorative, isn't it? Look at that. It's a visual feast, isn't it? The service here was spot on. Friendly, playful, and clearly enjoying the theatre of it all. It's all a bit of fun, nothing serious. Whimsical is how I describe it. Yes, you can put lots. Right, that's a lot. Okay, right, that's a huge amount. When I said I want lots, she took that one to heart. I have a chocolate lake now. Because sometimes, and I feel a song coming on here, sometimes all you need is love. Next day we had arrived in port. And I tell you what, please do watch this because it's a port that's an absolute peach. It's a beautiful place to go for some of the best tapas we have had for many a year. Come and look at it. Here we go, Malaga. And it's a bit of a rich playboy's backyard. Loads of mega yachts clustered around the port. You walk past all of these as you get off the ship. You half feel as though these people have come from an episode of TV's Below Decks. Had to give them a close look to see if I recognised any of them. Malaga's also got one of these easy to get to, what should we call it, a tourist market? It is really a tourist market. Oh, here's a tourist buying something.
For 5 minutes, and an Irish guy came to me, Cherida, can I buy you coffee?
Pardon? Sorry, who? Sorry, hang on, we need more info. Sorry. Wait. What? Tell me about this Irish guy who chatted you up.
Chatted with me, and then he said, come on, let me buy you a coffee, because I stayed here. I don't believe it.
Well, where is said individual?
Right here.
Was he here? I'm wondering what else is going to happen in Malaga now. Apparently my wife had stopped to check out some Spanishy items and was chatted up by an Irish expat who lived there. I had to sit Mrs. Ritzy down for a debrief on the whole situation and 2 cups of frothy coffee, maybe an Irish coffee. Malaga is actually very historic, with beautiful cobble streets and everything from ancient Roman theatres to Moorish fortresses. We were about to go on a fascinating tour, but first we wanted some authentic tapas and sangria. Time for a drink and some tapas. Got a lot of atmosphere, this one. Got some nice music, nice snacks, nice drinks. People love tapas because it turns a meal into a social event. It's a simple but delightful pleasure. Look at that. Right, Rid, that's full of goodness, yumminess and excitement and happiness. Right, well, first set of tapas, we have some croquette.
Really crunchy on the outside, oozy in the middle.
That was the sound of appreciation, was that good? Is it melt in the mouth? Is it really melt in the mouth? It's so creamy. If there was a creamometer, if you want to know how much this is creamy, it's 10 on the creamometer.
That is a good croquette.
Aquí cojonuda, chicharrola, lomo plancha y pulpo.
What? Okay.
Cojonuda, no la especia, grill loy, octopus.
Okay. You got that?
What did you say? Repeat, please.
Cojonuda, no la especia, grill loy, octopus.
Now, these were the chef's recommendations.
So there's octopus, green, Lola, and the first one is a black pudding.
Black pudding? Which one's black pudding?
It's black pudding.
Yes.
I want the recipe for this croquette.
Do you? Olive oil, buttery, oozing, unctuous flavour to it. Yeah. Just call that a garlic croquette, really. I tell you what, that is seriously some of the best tapas and pinchos we've had for a very, very long time. It's authentic, it's tasty, there's a fabulous atmosphere in there. If you're in Malaga, this is not sponsored, we haven't been paid to say this, is just honestly what we feel. That is an extremely good restaurant. You may not go here on the Star Princess, but if you have an opportunity on a different ship, a different cruise line, do take it. Still to come in this video, we show you our new cabin, go to another beautiful port in the Mediterranean, we eat at Rudi's Speciality, and give you our honest thoughts on what we thought of our cruise and whether you should book the Star Princess. Later on that evening, it was gala night, formal night. And it's gala night on the Star Princess. Got to dress up in your glad rags and smart outfits. In fact, I think on Princess they call it the Dress to Impress night. Anyhow, it's your opportunity to put on your best outfits. That night on the Star Princess, they had a captain's welcome and a champagne tower. The LED screen in the Piazza was on overload. And we got given little glow-in-the-dark wristbands. Felt like we were at a Coldplay concert. The acrobats with their airborne hula hoops were out. Time for a gala feast as we sashayed our way down into the main dining room. And tonight being gala night, we've got high expectations. The menu actually looks rather nice. Well, I tell you what I'm thinking of having. I'm thinking of having duck à l'orange, quack quack for appetizer, followed by surf and turf. Now this is going to be a test for you. There's escargot on the menu. It's your absolute favourite.
Escargot bouillon.
Yes.
Now, can I have
2 plates, not 2 pieces, right?
2 portions of escargot bouillon?
Well, definitely you can. In fact, I think you should. Dessert menu not here, but I'm thinking chocolate lava cake, almost guaranteed to be on the menu. It's a firm staple.
2 escargots.
She's gone for it. 2 escargots. I don't believe it. Oh, so it's 2 starters and a main course.
Only.
Only? I'm only having 1 appetizer.
No.
Followed by...
I'm with you.
Not with me. And could I have the surf and turf?
Medium rare.
Is that a bad idea? You want that recorded? You want that recorded? Is it going to be dripping with blood?
No.
Is it going to be still mooing?
Yes. No.
It's still
It's moving with me.
What's that?
Honey.
Honey? Oh, for the tea. I thought maybe it was the appetizer. So, before your escargot arrives here on Princess, which is your favourite cruise line escargot?
Celebrity. And that's because I can have it every night.
Wow. There we are. Double loaded. It's a double-barrel shotgun of snails.
Escargot on a menu. So I went all out
Yes.
and ordered a dozen, which means it came in 2 portions.
Yes. It is dripping garlic. Okay. There we go. Dark. There we are. Doesn't that look pretty? And verdict on the duck. Very tender. Cooked it just right. It's quite tart. You know when orange is really quite sharp?
Zesty, right?
Now, after that gala meal, you might think we'd had more than enough to eat that night. Why are we up here at the buffet? Can we just clarify?
We just had dinner and we're now here to check out the seafood buffet, but
Yes, out of curiosity, we came up to see what was here.
look at the prawns.
We've got a big vat of mussels there. Got some more shrimp here. Shrimp galore. Some scallops. Got some smoked salmon. Got some smoked mackerel. Got some baked salmon there. So is this hashtag 2 dinners? Hashtag stuffed? Hashtag guilty? Hashtag gluttonous? What is the appropriate hashtag?
Hashtag mutually guilty. So if you're going to commit a culinary sin, do it together. And you can't blame each other.
Feeling all the more guilty by now, we tried to dance it off, so rolled into the silent disco. Just how many hours do you have to dance for to burn off 25,000 calories? Still got 1 more speciality restaurant to show you, plus our all-important verdict and summary. Now let's show you our second cabin. you remember at the beginning of the video, I mentioned we'd started off in one of these cove cabins, but then we moved. Well, let me now tell you the whole saga. These cove cabins are quite nice, low down by the sea, so you feel part of it. But here's the kicker. Ours was here, right in the center, and significantly just under the sphere, this huge bulging window that gives the ship its sphere class name. Everything happens in here. At times it gets extremely noisy. They have parties, dance classes, in fact everything you can think of. On our cruise this was very late into the night. Now my wife, who has the patience of a saint, eventually got fed up. At 1 AM she said, "I've had enough," and she marched off to guest services down on deck 6. Thankfully for us, they were very accommodating. In fact, they were very understanding. I'm guessing we weren't the first people who had mentioned this is the noisiest part of the ship, and they found us an alternative cabin. Now, I can't guarantee you'd feel the same if you got one of those cabins, but please do check the floor plans for this ship, the 2 sphere classes, the Sun Princess and the Star Princess. Our suggestion is pick a cabin far away from the central piazza, the central atrium. Right, here's our brand new cabin, up several floors on deck 15. Still a balcony, but crucially away from the noise. The most we could hear now was a mischievous wave and the odd mermaid swimming by. The layout and size of the cabin were the same, as were the wardrobes, cabinets and bathrooms, so no size difference, just that sea view and not the noisy nightclub at the piazza. Right, now time to show you our second port of call that I'm showing you. In fact, there were 4, but I'm going to show you just these 2 because they are the prettiest ones. It's to the port of Cartagena. No, not the Cartagena in Colombia. This is the Spanish one, the city that gave it its name.
And good morning and welcome to Cartagena in Spain. Isn't it absolutely stunning out there?
Both Cartagenas are beautiful. This is the original and it is quite the stunner. As we walked down to breakfast, it was a beautiful morning. And right behind us there was the Azamara Pursuit. We'd been on exactly that ship the year before. We love it. If you haven't seen those 2 videos we've put out on Azamara, please do, because it's a beautiful ship, lovely experience, it's hugely enjoyable. It's in the small ship luxury cruising sector, and I'll leave the links in the description of this video. It's well worth watching.
The breakfast today is as balanced as imbalanced.
It is, yes. Ooh. Oh my goodness. My goodness, you come with us. Oh, hang on, what are those ones? Are they muffins?
Croissant, muffins, that is pastry.
I'm going to take that jam one there, right there. Thank you.
Okay, it's always this.
Good luck trying to get her to take a pastry. Can we edge that slightly towards your side of the table, so if any passers-by think...
Is optional.
Well, they came so willingly to the table. They came so nicely to the table. I felt like they would be upset if I didn't take something. Hashtag calming slimline breakfast overlooking the view.
Anyhow, back up to the cabin to take a look at the view before heading out to Cartagena. Now, we were off that morning on a tour that we'd pre-booked. It's one that I thoroughly recommend, and I'll give you the details in a minute, because Cartagena was once a major Roman port, and you can still see their influence everywhere. And there's a remarkably well-preserved amphitheatre, which I'll show you. Wandering through the old town is the best idea here, as you'll pass all sorts of Art Nouveau buildings and bustling plazas. Right into the amphitheatre we go, through an atmospheric tunnel, then into the museum, before heading to the arena itself. They had a brilliant scale model, so you could see what it was like in its full glory back in the day. And then outside to see it for real. The amphitheatre of Cartagena is one of Spain's most extraordinary archaeological discoveries. When you stand there, history seems to flow over you. When builders were digging foundations for a new market, stumbled upon this ancient amphitheatre. It was built during the reign of Emperor Augustus. It was capable at the time of holding 6,000 spectators, roughly the population of the entire city at that time. As I stood there, I was quite imagining my name was no longer Bill, but now Bill Claudius Maximus, a famous senator of the day. And here by my side, Flavia Cornelia Ritzy. Today it's been beautifully restored and you can walk the same terraces that Romans used to. Midway through our tour, in fact, the price of the tour included a tapas stop. Woohoo! We're stopping for tapas, why not? That's my sort of tour.
Glass of wine, sangria in your case.
Yes, I'm always up for a tapas, anytime, night or day. Somebody says to me, sangria and tapas, I'm your man.
Thank you so much.
Here we go, look at that.
I think there is this salsa with a quail's egg.
Just what the doctor ordered, really. Well, just what anybody ordered, let alone the doctor. Cheers. Nothing better than sangria at 11 o'clock in the morning. Wakes you up. A zing goes through your body.
Orange juice and wine, best of both worlds.
Yes, why aren't we having this on the ship? Why can't we have sangria with our breakfast when we're in the main dining room and they say, what would you like, sir? Sangria, actually.
Now, we're often asked by viewers, when we go to port stops, do we take a booked tour? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. We did on this occasion, and we're very glad we did. It made sense to get some local expertise. This tour was booked with Shore Excursions, and it was so much more enjoyable because we had no idea about Romans and Carthaginians, and the guide was very useful telling us all about it, navigating around those side streets, giving the little insights that were appreciated. I've left a link to Shore Excursions in the description. We've used them on several occasions in Europe and the Caribbean, and their prices are usually cheaper than the cruise, so it's a win-win situation. Okay, about to give you our verdict and our recommendation or not for the Star Princess. That's coming up in just a moment. But before that, our second speciality dining. And it was at Catch by Rudi. He is the creative chef behind a few restaurants on both Princess and Holland America. This one specialises in fish dishes. You can also get a surf and turf and other meat items. The cost to dine here is $65. Hello there.
Catch by Rudi.
Catch by Rudi. We're very pleased to be here.
Thank you. It will be a pleasure serving you. Baby baguette,
Sorry, so this is called what?
caponata.
Caponata.
Yes, sir. And this is the with butter with basil oil and fresh baby baguette. Bill, the end.
Ready? What's inside?
We are ready.
Bill.
2, 3. Bye-bye.
Can I just say, the entire cast of Little Mermaid is on your plate.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Ta-da!
Yes. Well, it's visual, if nothing else. Quite a performance.
It
It's
is.
a little bit of drama. It's a little bit of theatre, isn't
It
it?
is swimming with crustaceans.
It is.
And then flowers. It is very beautifully presented.
Got the whole of the Mediterranean in there, really.
It's visual drama.
Ah.
Wow.
That looked pretty. Thank you.
It is a very prettily presented dish, and apparently the most ordered item on the menu. Time for dessert, and my wife was about to be in for a shock.
Ta-da, look at that.
Wow.
It's a souffle. Look at the size of that.
Can I just say that is the calories of dessert for the entire cruise in one plate?
Oh, can I just say, for once, I've actually gone for the smaller dessert.
Yes, and a lovely face.
It's so cute. This rarely happens when my dessert is way larger than what's across the table.
Yes. What's that sound I hear? A halo going on my head. Healthy, healthy, healthy. Berries, strawberries, chocolate.
The Grand Canyon is inside. Look.
I'm just thinking how many hours you're going to the gym tomorrow. From sunrise to sunset, I'm thinking.
It's quite large, isn't it?
She didn't know what to do with all that dessert. If a gym had been stage left, she would have gone immediately. Now time for our final verdict and summary. So did we enjoy it on the Star Princess? Yes, we did. But there again, we love almost all of the cruises we go on. So perhaps a better question might be, did we like it more or less than some of the other more recent cruises we've been on? Let's go through the pluses and minuses. For us on Star Princess, the large pool area is a positive. It's spacious. In fact, there are 2 main Lido pools and countless others around the ship with enough hot tubs that you don't have to fight for one. The buffets are generous and have a good variety round the clock with long opening times, and the choice was wide. We really love the Dome. By day, it's a bright, airy lounge with beautiful sea views, and by night, it transforms into something magical. It's one of the ship's signature spaces. The main theatre too deserves a mention. It's modern, comfortable, and technically well equipped. Just make sure to get there early when the doors open because seats disappear fast. There's only 900 plus seats for 4,500 people. Cabins, once we moved out of our original cove cabin and into a different one, we were much happier, so much quieter. Dining in the main restaurant was okay, no better, no worse than similarly priced premium lines. The service was extremely friendly, and whilst the menu didn't push the boundaries, we always found something enjoyable. Now, what is stopping us wholeheartedly recommending the Star Princess and the other in the Sphere class? Well, take a look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself this important question. Are you a traditional cruiser who likes things quiet and relaxed, how they used to be, or someone who wants a punchier, louder, more hectic ship? Because cruise ships are evolving. They're not what they used to be. These new Sphere class are a different ballgame. To me, the Piazza, the atrium, is the big indicator of this. The ship's designers made this the heart, and to us, it's the busy, noisy heart of the ship. Crooners and Bellini, some of those popular bars for Princess, are directly affected by the noise from the atrium, as are several food outlets. If you're looking for a quiet, relaxed evening cocktail, glass of wine, drink with your friends, you may not find this on these new Sphere ships. That's not to say we are against modern new generation ships. Some of them we really like. On that note, I will be bringing out a brand new video comparing all of the premium cruise lines, going through what we think each does best to give a helping hand in selecting one for you. They all have aspects that they shine at, going through what we think each does best. It's a matter of trying to match them to your personal wish list. That video will be coming out over the next couple of months. Remember to be subscribed with that notification bell turned on so you know when that video drops. As you watch this video, we will be on the first of 2 trips going out of Florida. Firstly, we'll be aboard the MSC World America. Yes, I know we swore blind we would never go on an MSC ship again, but the World America does look a bit different. Have MSC finally got it right? We'll let you know as soon as that one's finished. And the second ship right after that, also going out of Florida, around the Caribbean and to Central America, is with Oceania. Totally different experience. You may or may not be familiar with Oceania. They're positioned 1 notch up from Princess. They claim to have the best cuisine at sea. Let's see if we agree. It's a much smaller ship, just 1,200 people, so a different feel and pace. We'll be reporting live from both of those ships, so do follow along with us on social media. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us here on the Ritzy Travel Guide. Here is the link for video 1, the full review of the Star Princess, and here you can watch our full playlist of all of the cruise ships and cruise lines we've reviewed. And we'll look forward to seeing you in one of those now.